What does a naturopathic herbalist do in a day? What do you do? How do you prep just to get people a flavor of the profession?
Yeah, so it's quite varied. So it might involve seeing patients, or it might be involving, in my case, I do quite a lot of education work. So if I'm seeing patients, for example, or clients, there will be usually quite a lot of research involved. So, when you go to see a herbalist, for example, you might think that you're just going to see them, and you're spending a bit of time with them, but they've probably been doing quite a bit of research before you've even arrived about your health concern that you have and that you're going to see them about. So they might be doing a bit of preparation, reading and research. So herbalists do a lot of research to make sure they're up to date with the latest information. Then I would spend, so a first consultation, I would spend an hour, and this is the key difference. So some people will spend an hour or an hour and a quarter or so with a patient. And this is, I think, the real difference that people feel when they go to see any natural healthcare practitioner, and a herbalist in my case, is the time. If you go to see your GP, you get 10 minutes. You're not going to really get a good picture of somebody's health. Whereas, I spend an hour with my patients. So I ask lots of questions about not just what they've come to see me about, but also about them, their medical history, their family history, their any sort of childhood diseases. And I go through every single body system. And this is so that I can get a really good picture of their overall health. Because as a herbalist, what I'm doing is I'm not treating an illness, I'm treating the person. So that's the difference. And therefore, when I'm making any recommendations, it's individualized and it's personalized to that individual. So even if two people come to see me with, say, hay fever, they might leave with very different prescriptions, because it depends on how it's manifesting for them, how it's presenting for them. And so then after the consultation, I will then spend again more time doing research and putting together a detailed plan, sort of health plan for my patient, along with a prescription. So I will blend something that is bespoke to what that person needs. And then we'll monitor that, over the months. So that's sort of a typical day. So you can see it's not just the time that you spend seeing patients, but it's the time before and the time after as well. So there's quite a lot that goes on in there, but that's really exciting because it's so interesting. Everybody's different, and when you get that prescription right for that person, I've just seen lives changed, and that's really exciting for me to be part of that and to be able to help people and actually to see those changes. So that's one aspect of the day. Another day I might be teaching. So one of the things that I feel particularly strongly about is that I think making natural health information and herbal information as accessible and as practical as possible. So I do teach, I do public workshops on different themes, depending what people are interested in, and or I might be teaching at a college. So I'm involved in training the next generation of herbalists, which is very exciting. And I'm also sometimes do some mentoring as well of newly qualified herbalists. So it's quite a variety of things. So there's no typical day actually in that sense. It's quite varied, and that's something that I really enjoy. Other herbalists might be involved. I mean, that's the great thing about this job, is that you can actually go in lots of different directions. Some herbalists I know are really interested in the research side of things. So they might get more involved with research, whether that's herbal research for companies or on the academic side as well. Some people like to go into the product side using their herbal knowledge. So that it really, there's quite a variety and scope of applying, your herbal skills to whatever area really interests you.